So the Hangover part 5? Oh, 3. Great. Right, so the Hangover part 3. Yeah, there's a third one. Basically this is the third installment in the Hangover series. If you have not heard of the Hangover, I suggest you check out the first one. Love that movie. Probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. And so we got the Hangover. And then we got the Hangover part 2. Hangover, great movie. Really hit the, in America, the R rating, spot and everything, or the 18 in UK and everything, but great comedy. Absolutely loved how you get the hangover and you lose a friend, and just the journey they go through is just absolutely hilarious. And then you get part 2 when they're basically it's exactly the same as the first one, but this one's more funnier, and but basically it's just in Bangkok. But I still really enjoy the Hangover part 2, and I absolutely love both of these movies. So I know people don't like part 2, and I 100% agree with people who don't like it, but for me, I just really enjoy the journeys they just go through, and I love the characters, Phil, Alan, and Stu. And Doug, but he's not really in them. And like, any of them. Even the Hangover part 3 is, basically you got everyone returning, and I mean everyone from this movie. Even in part 2 as well, but mostly everyone in the first one, so I really like, and I'll get into why I like that, but anyways, the basic plot of the Hangover part 3 is you got Stu, Alan, and Phil, Doug coming back, and then everyone coming back as I mentioned, and basically the plot is basically John Goodman's character is not really, he's not a drug dealer, mafia, I really don't know, but he's a bad guy, and he comes and gets the wolf pack, and basically he's trying to find Mr. Leslie Chow, and he wants the wolf pack to get him since Alan's the only one who has had contact with Mr. Chow, and then I just want to trade and I thought the wolf pack has the best chance of finding them. And basically the journey begins because basically he wants Mr. Chow because he stole a lot. I think it was 25,000. I don't know how much it was, but he stole a lot of gold from John Goodman's character, and basically he wants the wolf pack to go get Mr. Chow and bring him to him. And of course they take Doug, and they take Doug as insurance. If they don't find him, Doug is dead. So how was The Hangover one of my anticipated movies of this year? Because I absolutely love The Hangover. Hangover Part 2, I still really enjoy. Still really like it. And how was The Hangover Part 3? I really enjoy it. But it is a bit disappointing, which kills me to say, because I absolutely love these movies. I still really love The Hangover Part 3. I still do, but I am a bit disappointed by it. But let's talk about the goods. Now the goods is I love how the direction they're taking. They're taking a whole different direction. There's no hangover in this movie. This movie doesn't really need to be called The Hangover, since there's no hangover. I don't know, no one really gets drunk in this movie, but it's in the franchise, it's in the series, same characters and everything, but I really like how they just didn't go for the same thing. Get drunk, fine. I would still like to see it, because I still just love that premise anyway itself. But I like how they changed it up a bit, because then it would be nothing new, it would just be old stuff, basically. So that was one of the goods. And one of the other goods is everyone comes back. I mean, everyone. You got Black Doug, you got, what's her name? The one in Austin Powers, I forgot her name, but Heather Graham, I believe that's how you pronounce it. She's back, you got the baby from the first movie, and I just really liked how everyone has come back for this movie, and it just really, it's like everyone's come back, and it made me smile, really did, because everyone from the first one I love, even the guy in the first one who just threw the tuxes at them when they were going back home, but yeah, God, I love that, yeah, I just loved how everyone came back, and this one's really different from the first one. I mean, really different. This is more of an action movie. Either is in a comedy. I loved the action sequences in this movie. I thought they were really something intense. The one with the Caesar's Palace when they're in Vegas, holy shit, that was just awesome. I think that was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. I gotta say, that was really awesome. and yeah, but very, very different. It was very more. It was very more of an action movie, which I don't mind. I still really enjoyed watching the journey they go through. It's just hilarious on the stuff they go through, and I think one of the funniest parts in the movie was when they were in the pawn shop with Melissa McCartney's character. I thought it was really funny with Alan and her. It was just great. I thought that was really funny, and yeah. I think that's all the goods. I mean, the action sequences are really really awesome. Again, Caesar's Palace stuff was just awesome, and yeah, I think that's all the goods. Wait, there's one more. At the end of this movie, it made me smile. It really did. I loved this whole thing they did at the end. It really made me smile, and it made me laugh as well because just thinking about the movies, the first two and what they went through, and this one. It's just really fun, and I still really enjoy the Hangover Part 3 as well. And there's also the funniest thing about this movie is it's not even in the movie. It's like an end credit scene. So when the credits roll, you sit down, and then it comes, and then it's absolutely hilarious because this is the Hangover. Yeah. The scene is someone gets a hangover, and this is absolutely hilarious. I mean, I wouldn't mind have seen that full film. But again, it was just a little short, but that was one of the funniest things about the movie itself, which is a bit disappointing because I really wanted the Hangover Part 3 to make me laugh, just like the first one, but it just didn't do that because it wasn't focusing too much on being a comedy. It focused more on being an action movie, which I didn't mind. I really still enjoyed it, but I just let down by how it just wasn't funny, because when you see Hangover Part 3, this movie's going to be hilarious. But it just wasn't that, so maybe that's why it just disappointed me. And yeah, but that's really it for the goods. And the bads in the movie just it wasn't funny, as I mentioned, and yeah, it just really wasn't. And Mr. Chow has a bigger role than any of the first two in this movie, and I thought he was a bit weird in this movie. We already, I think it was, Jeremy Johns had mentioned already in his review, is all that he said, we already know that Mr. Chow is weird, and they're showing that more, they're saying, hey, this guy is weird, let's just do more stuff to let people know that he is weird. I 100% agree with him, because he was doing some really weird stuff in this movie that I didn't find funny. I mean, I laughed, I was like, okay, that's just stupid funny, but we already know he's crazy. We've seen him in the first one, we've seen him in the second one, we know how crazy he is. You don't need to push it too far, because I mean, there was some funny stuff when they were in this house. I'm not going to say anything else, but that was really funny with him. But there's some things he did were a bit too extreme, because we already know that he's already a crazy guy. So I don't know. I just didn't like that. And Alan in the beginning of it was a real douche. Seriously, I mean, in the first one, you know how he's just back and forth. It's funny, but in this one, he's a bit more of a douche. I think at the beginning, but then I again grown to like Alan, but just at the beginning of the movie, I didn't like his character that much. He was a bit of a douche, he was, yeah. But then after the movie progressed, I was like, okay, Alan's back. But yeah, just those little things, and I think that's it, yeah. Really bad review, but yeah. I think that's all the problems I really had with the movie. Just the huge one was really that it just wasn't that funny, because that's why you go in for the Hangover movies. But I still really enjoyed this movie. I think Hangover fans will love it. I mean, I'm a huge Hangover fan. I absolutely love it. If there was a part 4, I'd go watch it. But I'm glad it's finishing now. It ended nicely. It really did, and it brought back, I loved, and I also forgot to mention how they, mentioned some stuff from the first two. I mean, of course, since it's the third one, they're gonna, have that little things in the movie. But to get some of the jokes, you need to see the first two to get some of them, not all of them, just a few, because some people go, oh, how's that funny? I don't get it, because you haven't seen the first two. But if you see the first two, you'll understand some more of the jokes, in the movie, because, they always do that in the last one or something like that, But just a really, really fun movie. I really, really enjoyed The Hangover Part 3. It just let me down by the comedy of the movie, since it is classified as a comedy. but that just really let me down a bit. The Hangover is one of my favourite comedies of all time. I will be picking up The Hangover Part 3 when it comes out on Blu-ray, because, you know, gotta complete the trilogy, and I'm just really want to watch Part 3 again, because when I first saw this I didn't really like it, but then I kept watching it and it just grew to really like it, so I think that's what's gonna happen in Part 3. But for now I'm let down, I'm let down by the humour and everything in the movie, but still a great movie, and not as good as the first one though. I don't think any of them can beat the first one, but Hangover Part 3 is better than the Part 2. I mean, is it saying much? Yeah, I guess it is, but hey, you know, yeah, I'm not going to talk on for ages now, but Hangover Part 3, really, really fun movie. If you're a huge Hangover fan, of course you're going to go watch it, and I'd like to hear your opinion on it. If you're a huge Hangover fan, I want to know if you liked it or you were disappointed, just a bit like me, by the humour, but still really had a good time watching it. It was great fun watching it, and I'm giving Hangover Part 3 3 out of 3.5? No, 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I'm going to give it that. 3.5 maybe, but 3... for me it's 3 out of 5, because I still really enjoyed it. Love seeing the characters back on the screen and just seeing their journeys. So fun. But yeah, so that is my review of The Hangover Part 3. My next review next weekend will be Only God Forgives, starring Ryan Gosling, which I cannot wait to see. But yeah, so that's my review of The Hangover Part 3. You can check out my other reviews and other videos, and please like, comment and subscribe. Bye.